Welcome on this beautiful Saturday in which we're going to discuss XRP, because when I say Ripple everybody will be quite devastated because it's not Ripple, it's XRP. It's different, right? Yes. It's not a bull market without XRP moving nicely. It's not a bull market without dinocoins doing well. And what I mean by dinocoins are XRP and other old altcoins. So today we're going to do an update on those, and we're going to look at which dino coins you should be looking at and why you should be looking at them. But before that, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and like the YouTube update if you enjoy the content that we are producing, as next week we'll be back on the live stream on Monday 5:30 Central European Time, answering all your questions, doing the giveaway that I have on Twitter, and also introducing you to our platform, which is 8, where I'm trading. You can trade alongside me, but also get educated in the markets if you want to improve yourself as a trader. So let's get to XRP, and we can see that XRP is moving up. That is already a good sign, as we've just seen a big impulse wave, and usually when XRP makes such a move, it comes back to the previous levels of support before it continues moving. So any of those regions that we have here, plus this bullish divergence, beautiful entry point, and now we can see that we've had this beautiful big run to the upside. When you look back in the chart, you can actually derive the information that we have here as a nice structure that most likely will be happening again on the XRP chart, but then on a larger scale. What does it show? It shows a big move in November 2020, big crash since, that was probably also being caused by the SEC, run up like we see right now, corrective or sideways action before big explosion and expansion happens. So at this stage what we can see is a similar structure: sideways range at the highs, sideways range at the highs, correction, heavy correction, some chopperino, big move to the upside, big move to the upside, probably another move is going to happen towards this region, some sideways action before it starts expanding and a new big run happens. So when you look at the USDT values of XRP, you can actually derive Fibonacci extension to make the next target zone, right? So when we do that by Fibonacci retracement and we do it like this, we get a 285 and a 430 as the next target zones for XRP in the next impulse wave. If we do it from the previous cycle, we can also say that we've hit the 2618, so most likely in the next run up XRP will go to $4.30. But that's the USDT pair. When we look at the USDT pair, we can see that we have some levels that we should be looking at when we are interested, and I've derived this on Twitter the past few days. Very good looking levels, in which we most likely get another expansion towards this region before we are going to correct towards these levels again. So when we're looking at XRP against Bitcoin, we can actually make a conclusion that most of these altcoins are still on the ground. So having the next Fibonacci extension tool and derive the next TP on Fibonacci is great, but we can also watch the Bitcoin pairs, in which we see that we've got a nice start of a new bull trend as we are making a new higher low here. And we can also conclude that XRP against Bitcoin is currently showing still a bottoming formation, and that's also what we can see on many of those altcoins. So XRP in itself retested a beautiful level here on the Bitcoin pair, right? Beautiful retest, but we can see that overall the highs are so far away. It's still 10x from here. Not saying it's going to happen, but it's a good sign that the markets are still heating up. When you're looking at an entry for XRP, I'd be looking at the range around 22 if that is given. Right now I would not be taking the trade based on the daily time frame. If we look at a smaller time frame, then of course you can get yourself an entry. If this is lost, then I'll be looking at 1800 next. If we do have some more consolidation here, and now I'm going to pop up the moving averages, we can actually see that we're breaking back above the 100-day and 200-day moving averages. So what is most likely going to happen? Well, in this case, we've had one example the second example, in which we broke back above the 100-day and 200-day MA. So most likely, especially if we have that consolidative sideways periods on the USDT pair, we're going to have a big explosion towards the upside of XRP. If it wants to break anything and it's above the 100-day and 200-day MA, it has to break through 3600 sats. If that level is broken to the upside, I think we're going to see an expansion towards 9000 sats minimum. And when you discuss XRP, you can discuss a few other altcoins as well. One of them is XLM. Usually going in tandem, they have a very high correlation level. So XLM is also looking the same as XRP at this point. Massive consolidation, massive sideways action, just like it has been doing before 2017 started. And now we're in 2021, another accumulation period starts taking place. So when you look at the USDT pair of those older altcoins, you could give the conclusion that the valuation is quite complex to derive, right? So where are you going to take the entry based on the USDT pair? That's quite complex, but it's still looking quite fine. The chances of XLM going all the way back towards this high, have some consolidation before it breaks to the upside, is significant. Which levels are you looking at for potential entries? That is based on the price action, and that is around 31 cents. We might have already seen the correction on XLM before it starts to expand heavily. But when you're looking at the Bitcoin pair, it shows that it's still in the accumulation period. So if you're looking at entries for this one based on the Bitcoin pair, then it's still a very high valuable point to look at. Another dino coin is Litecoin. What we see here is obviously the sign what you want to see. We see volume. That is a beautiful signal of accumulation happening at this stage, and those dino coins have not been getting any momentum at all until this, in the past few years actually. So it's most likely going to give us a big impulse wave in the coming period. Why is that true? Well, we do see that Litecoin also makes a higher low here. So we've got this recent low, retest of this area, we got a higher low, and now we're going to seek for a new higher high here being constructed after this one. So it could take some time. It most likely has to flip the moving averages, but usually when XRP does that, then the rest will follow. So I'm assuming that anywhere in this range we're going to have the bottoming for Litecoin, after which we break back up, have some consolidation, and then we start running. So I'll be looking at any entry for Litecoin at this point too, while the USDT pair is currently facing the fact that it's still a big jump towards the all-time high, or the recent high at least. So anywhere in this range, we just bounced on support, but also the area around 150 bucks based on the daily time frame is a good entry point. The final one that I'm looking at this stage is Tezos. Tezos is looking quite well at this point. We've made this breakout as I just marked. However, the entire market made this drop back south before we started to correct even more. And we are making a beautiful rounded bottom. That is Peter Brand, his thing. But we are making a rounded bottom here in which we got a squeeze, and the chances of this one breaking out heavily towards the resistance zone that we have around 1300 sats is massively that could be the case, in which also when XRP moves, XLM moves, EOS moves, when EOS moves, NEO moves, Litecoin starts moving, Tezos starts moving, the privacy coins start moving, all those coins from 2016 and 2017 start to be moving around. So in this case we're looking at resistance here for Tezos, but overall when we're looking at the Bitcoin values for those older altcoins, they are looking great at this stage, through which I'm expecting expansion to be happening on those. And the levels that are there are quite clear. XRP 9000 sats, Litecoin a new higher high, Tezos the 1400 sats, and then probably also a new higher high. XLM breaking out of the accumulation range into an impulse wave. I think that's what we're going to see. That's great for day traders. That's great for people that are swing trading too, as the entries are still very valuable at this point to look at. So yes, Ripple, Tezos are all interesting to look at. And tomorrow I'm going to discuss my crypto portfolio. So before that, do not forget to subscribe, enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you again tomorrow.